because if you have a new type of data set, and if you have new types of tasks, it might be very difficult to anticipate what you actually need interactively in order to solve a specific task you haven't seen yet, right? Yeah. So therefore, it might be much easier to say, okay, you have the data set, you also have all the tasks, the queries, whatever, and then you can start and build your thing. Whereas even if I give you a few examples, then you would need to anticipate the wealth, the possible universe of queries, which already for LSC is sometimes difficult when you come up with a new way of phrasing things and say, oh yeah, but this is only answerable because of this type of information I never considered. And even though it was always there, nobody ever looked at it because it was never used. So therefore, I would really emphasize the asynchronous part of this for new stuff. And if we want to do interactive things, then they should be reasonably close to things people are already familiar with, right? Because we see with VBS and LSC how high the barrier of entry already is. And if we then say, okay, we're now going to do something that is more complicated than this, or even at least more new, there's completely clean slate. And the people at this table will not have a lot of time to actually participate in this, because
organization,
because everybody here is involved in actually building the back end of this, so there's not going to be participation.
No, but I mean also you are a TPC chair, you know.
This too, but this is an independent problem. But even saying, look, everybody here is probably out of participating because of conflict of interest and because we might already know the ground truth because we have been there. So that already cuts out a whole swath of people who already have the experience with this sort of stuff.
So it has to be easy.
It has to have well, the task can be difficult to do, but it should not have it should not be difficult to attempt.
So how would you design the asynchronous part? It would still be interactive, and we would still give rules of time limit, or
I would essentially have tasks where we do not specify very closely how people solve them, and just do the classic. Look, here's a bunch of queries. Here's how we're going. Here's the format you're supposed to present your results in. Here's the metrics we're going to use. You have 3 months.
Yeah.
Go.
And you have a limit. Like let's say you do an interactive task, you have a limit of 3 minutes per task.
Well, not even necessarily, right? Because you can. Dragfit also did this. You can just say you have to specify how you did it, and then we say if you have a thing that is completely automated that does not require any human input, then it goes into one bucket. If you have a thing that was human machine collaboration, it goes into another bucket. And then you are supposed to report, of course we cannot precisely validate this, but you're supposed to report the time, the number of rounds, or whatever is applicable for your approach. Again, this needs to be somewhat broad because people might have very different approaches to do this. But ultimately everybody just generates a rank ordered list of results or whatever fits the actual
or the answer if we do question answer.
Yes, or a string or an integer value if it or something like this, and then we will evaluate this in a maybe fully automated. If we just have a ground truth we can compare it to, maybe a judged, and then we do all this pooling stuff.
We probably have to do a pooling because the data is going to be too big.
I mean, for some, I can think of some types of tasks. So, for example, if you, and this is something I alluded to yesterday. I'm already having sneakily repositioning stuff all around the house. So there are some things, and I'm not going to go into more details because otherwise I'm going to giving away the task.
Was that cacao powder?
No, not the cacao powder.
And not the chocolate?
Also not the
The
chocolate.
banana?
Banana?
But I mean, that might also be a type of where was the thing kind of task.
Yeah.
Because then there is we actively interacted with the thing. There's also some things you're probably not going to interact with, but that if you look back at the video, you will notice that it was there, but you probably haven't paid attention to it. And now everybody's looking at it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm extremely bad in that. You can replace it now and I wouldn't notice.
I'm going to tell you eventually, right? But essentially, okay, tell me all the locations where that thing was across the time, right? And then it's somewhat automatable.
And you've got a record, right?
I have notes.
Notes, that's enough. That's good enough.
That's very interesting for this virtual forensic stuff that Zeno and colleagues do at Netherlands Forensic Institute. They have this virtual forensic lab and so on. And I think this is kind of going a little bit also touching sister communities, I have to say.
I mean, the other thing is you have the receipts from shopping, so you know how much stuff we bought of which things. So
Yes. Oh, that too. That's also. That's
You should
also
record
interesting.
them, yes.
That's also
I
interesting.
Capture
have a
them.
photocopy of them all, or
Yeah.
a picture of them all.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Okay.
The very long one.
But
Yes.
with the video camera.
no,
the
not
stuff
with
you
the
bought
camera,
today
because
is
then
not
you
on-
have it as a hidden
I have it
parameters.
on the camera.
Yes.
If it's not on the
Yeah,
camera,
okay.
then you have it
It
as a
strikes
hidden
me that
parameters.
that is a very nice hackathon task. The diet. Generate the recipe book.
Yeah,
That's a simple hackathon task.
yeah,
that we
and
can
I think
set.
this is what I meant
That
before.
might
Like
also be
there
a
is
challenge
work
to us, though,
on
because that can be
that can be
run through.
evaluated.
Okay.
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
evaluate
We have
this.
to. We actually have to make our own recipe book again
Yeah.
after
What
this.
what I
with
what I would
details.
also like to do, what I think would be interesting more for maybe the computer vision focused people, is if I brought the camera, right, and I'm gonna take some pictures later, and we can release some of those pictures, but not others, and then say, okay, what did the camera see? Reconstruct the image based on, you have a bunch of other cameras, you can reconstruct the scene because at least much of the environment doesn't change all that much, so you can probably generate a very accurate 3D reconstruction of the environment. And I'm just gonna, you get a few training images to learn the properties of the camera. And it's like, okay, what was the focal length? What are the sensor properties? Yada yada yada. And then we have the images, and then I can even do a just pixel based. How accurate was the reconstruction?
I like that.
This is great.
I also brought a thermal camera that we can
Yeah,
take
you
some.
said that.
It's very low res,
Yeah,
and it only
usually-
does pictures.
usually.
But we can run around with this and
Yeah.
take some pictures and see if that gives something
Can,
interesting.
can I just like, I'm thinking about another one that we did once, and it's funny. So you have Google Street View for most of the cities, like, but in Amsterdam, many years ago, we started thinking with the city, when I say city, Chief Technology Office and Data Lab, it's a bit risky, to use commercial products because at some point they even change the terms of service, or they start charging insanely high, So Amsterdam has own panorama vehicles, like many cities. You capture them with moving cars or even from the boats, like there are cameras mounted there and you kind of stitch them into omnidirectional panorama. So interesting, we used it for some things, aside that you need to anonymize it properly and so on, but we used it for obvious stuff that our community would use, detecting objects in a public space, monitoring state of assets, like in garbage we even did and so on and so on. But catch is, so now comes interesting thing. So in a big organization like a municipality of that size, you have 50 to 80 departments, and they have all product owners and so on, managers basically, and if they find it interesting enough, to incorporate this into their pipelines, then, it can be expanded and so on, and it can actually save costs on many things. So the city organized once a hackathon. I was in a jury, and that was really interesting. So on the first day come people from different kind of departments, and one is basically monitoring state of the advertisements in a public space. It's kind of you have to pay a tax to put anything in a public space as an advertisement. Apparently, in many cities, people just like hang something,
Right.
hoping nobody's going to see. And there are even strict regulations on, for example, light pollution. Like if you put a light symbol there, well, it may be preventing people from sleeping, like and so on. So anyhow, the head of department came and he was really like, hey, look, there are these panoramas, but we have no idea what they can be used for, and we are totally willing to invest this much and this much, if we see kind of evidence that you can reliably detect automatically all the advertisements in public space. So there comes another person that says, oh, if you can show us this and this. So there were like 5-6 people that came, and for 2 days people were busy really. And actually, they were even kind of sometimes describing it very vaguely, but they were like really, hey, there must be something that we are not seeing there, because otherwise we would be probably using it. If you find something useful in it, when it comes to advertisement and so on, please also let us know. So where I'm going with this one, we have this data now. So for a hackathon, I think it would be handy to give some guidelines, kind of give some ideas. Hey, look, invite some people from our community that have been working on food like Tatseng, Chongwach, and so on and so on. They kind of say, hey, look, this is what community has been doing. Some people that were doing this could be in this direction. Doesn't have to be the same, and then give some other hints what people use it for. Recipes, there is this 1 million recipe, We attempted to cook Asian food in Ireland, but I'm quite sure and it tasted great, but it's probably not the original ingredients. So what did we get? Close enough, yeah, but close enough. That's really great. What did you replace with what, So I think that kind of stuff. And then that's hackathon. And I think for a grand challenge, at least, I think we need to keep some interaction, because if you look what most of the people do, like in NeurIPSy, CyClears, computer vision conferences and so on, it's mostly fully automatic stuff. And this is like sports event. It's fun. It's I think that's some kind of joy that we are bringing to the table of a conference, any conference.
Absolutely, but then again, interactive has a high barrier of entry, so it should not be exclusive.
Yeah, I think what's coming out from the conversation is there's an asynchronous task and there's a synchronous task. The asynchronous task is going to be lower barrier to entry. Any student in any university that can get his hands on 20 terabytes or around 20 terabytes of disk space can process the data set, can process 24 queries or whatever we decide to do, send in results, pool relevant judgments, submission back, whatever, right, answers back, results back. And those that want to do the interactive element will come to the actual conference definitely, right? And they will take part in an interactive grand challenge, which is part of the conference. That's why they asked us to do it, right? They wanted the VBS and the LSC in
and they need more interaction. Yeah. Like we forgot that one. Like that was the thing. Multimodality, agents, interaction. That's like basically 3 cornerstones.
So if we take it back to the simplest thing, there's a ad hoc and there's a Q&A set. And then we lead to synchronous challenge, which is ad hoc and Q&A, maybe something else thrown in there, people know well in advance. And that's the first year. And next year we use the same data set, do it again with a grander set of challenges for people. That does look at their recipe creation or whatever it is we decide we want to do. But we get a kick-off where we can show the success for having what is success.
It was high when I was standing there.
Yeah.
Or maybe you know what you need to.
Ideally, this would then also grow.
I've noticed that I forget to breathe, and and you start breathing, and then it kind of goes.
So ideally,
Maybe try.
what I would,
Look at it. And
what I would like to see at some point, which should be very doable for a large fraction of time. So most of us are going to be visible by at least one camera most of the time. We have a trajectory that can be reconstructed just based on the sensor streams that should be on this. So you should not only be able to have the position of every person in time, you could also do the full pose reconstruction, have all the skeleton control points. So you essentially can back project the people into the space, how they were posing, and then do this for all the action-y things, interacty things. Even if people want to do robot-y things, right? You at least have a barometer, how did people interact and stuff. But this is not necessarily very difficult from a technology, or at least from a science point of view, right? So methods to do this exist. It is just going to be work to actually do this.
So is that a
So we will
CVP
probably
or
not.
Grand Challenge then?
Yeah, so we're not going to release this in February with a high fidelity annotated skeleton postings, because even if somebody wanted to do this, it will just take some time.
But
to
wouldn't this be something someone could do for the hackathon?
Yes, something like this.
Absolutely.
I would totally put something
Bear in
like this
mind-
on the list.
The
Yeah.
hackathon
I mean-
focus was healthcare /
Yeah.
Healthcare, yeah.
Yes, but even
Yeah,
I mean, if you do
You do too, right?
Post reconstruction is a number of healthcare applications. That's
Motion of person, motion of an elderly person around the hole.
Yeah.
A social interaction,
We
healthcare,
need to
mental
stop knocking
health.
people over on some
but
ground.
you're right.
I don't
Sanity checking.
think you wanna go there.
yes, no,
Meaning, think of us, you know, like look.
Evaluate every sanity over
For
time.
for the hackathon, I would even keep.
I
it
don't
more
think you
open.
have to do it.
Look,
Even.
Yeah.
This is the broad topic. These are some possible things we have come up with that
Yes.
we think would be interesting. You are supposed to, if you want to participate, sign up, propose a team,
Right.
propose a task, and probably we will just accept everything that is sensible,
We'd be happy to.
and as long as we have the capacity, and then our hackathon chairs are going to figure out all the rest, and possibly maybe we can get somebody to sponsor a best hackathon,
Conference
something.
sponsor, right? Yeah. Sponsored by AC Multimedia. 2020.
I mean, one thing I was thinking also for this tutorial on XR search, one insight was basically there's work on mixed reality search engines like they do at Basel, but there is no way of evaluating them. So
It's
this
okay.
could also be one thing. Like, I mean, I was thinking you have a lot of things happening in the kitchen. So you could be in a real kitchen where you have items that you could use as query objects.
Mhm.
So this could also be an exploration of like how would you set up a comparative interactive environment in which you test XR or MR search, right? Which is really something that's not there yet.
Totally.
Which is interesting enough because there's commercial interest in actually building such
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and it's very wild west these days, when there's
Yeah.
people trying all these sort of things. It's very niche at this point in time, but ubiquitous computing has been a buzzword for a while, and it is cooking
Yeah.
up every once in a while. So I would not be surprised if there would be more commercial interest within the next few years to really try and put products into people's
Yeah.
hands. I don't know to what degree these products are driven by needs, or to what degree this is driven by what can we currently actually make work.
Yeah, of course. It's also like always like having a new feature for every release of another generation of devices,
Yeah.
of course, because just saying okay, there's now a few 100,000 pixels more again. At some point, it's not the most catchy argument. So you
we've
need
run out of things you can
Yeah,
perceive,
yeah.
right? So
Okay, so what's the next steps? Somebody writes down what we came up with, and we have a discussion again.
Everyone is everything is documented.
well, I mean, everything is yes. Everything is,
Another suggestion, maybe just a small one, to spice it up. And I kind of started thinking of spice it up, actually. Hey, there was this article, you know, like speaking of this pseudo-psychology, you know, like about organizational theories and so on. Have you seen
Well, you told me
Atlantic?
about this,
You take a sheet of paper, you literally salt it, you smash it right away, and it reduces your stress. It was very well known in some journals of dubious science. So this wouldn't. Yeah, actually unbelievable, but okay. So what I was thinking, you mentioned that. I just read an article, I couldn't believe it. It's actually some very well-known names that made it. So, putting a pepper on me maybe reduces my stress. But do the salt and then. Anyway, and for yourself as well.
Yeah.
So, what I was aiming at, somebody mentioned that we are going to be familiar with the data set and a process. People around us also a little bit more, you know, like because you tell colleagues, friends, you know. For a hackathon, maybe it could be a good idea to assign to each team that applies, and we ask people to apply beforehand, a shepherd, somebody who's this or that way involved. And we kind of also organize it as a competition, meaning that shepherd is going to be guiding that team. You see where I'm going, and helping them make the best out of what they want, not really telling them what to do, but kind of trying to squeeze. I see some fronts, probably not a good idea. I was thinking, let's say Werner takes team A from Tsinghua, and Kahal takes a team from...
You're doing it like American Idol as well. Like
something like that, yeah. Why not?
No, it's an interesting approach. I like the idea. I'm a bit worried about its implementation because many people on this table are going to be very busy these days, especially during the time of that hackathon.
Yeah, we won't have any. Actually, half the people here won't have any spare time during that hackathon. Actually, you won't either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
no.
To be fair,
because it's going to be in a weekend, is it?
We should ideally have some time during that hackathon, because if
stupid idea.
We
okay.
are busy running around and something went horribly wrong.
Well, in those cases, it's the general chairs that will be busy handing out whiskies and stuff during the conference. So you guys should actually have an enjoyable week in reality, so you will have time to do stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess before the hackathon, it could be in the preparation phase. It could be light involvement, and I guess someone needs to be there anyway during the hackathon. So, I think this shepherding idea could work. I'm not sure, because you said putting it more like a competition. I don't think. I mean, there might be very different ideas, so you can't really compare them. So I
more of a jury kind of
jury, yeah.
Which is okay. The TPC co-chairs will only be really busy in June, right? Chasing down 1,000 missing reviews.
Oh man, but program and all the things.
The program stuff will happen in July, right? Once you know all you have lots of time.
So much time. Not know what to do with.
You will have 4 weeks during the conference.
Remember, there's one thing we have to keep in mind. Whatever we decide to do for the hackathon, poor Vincent will be under pressure to replicate it next year. So this is, it rolls on.
Yeah.
Not entirely convinced that this is our immediate problem, because we need to make it first. We need to make it work the first time.
You make it attractive,
and then you learn lessons from it, and maybe you change.
But I think
finally.
Some kind of
but if I'm working, it kind of is.
Make it very flexible.
Yes.
You can propose some health-related topics like recipe. Sanity checking. I don't know. If you can evaluate, if you have ways to evaluate, public mental health, can you apply them and give people sanity ratings and see whether there's a decline over the first days of the workshop? So whatever you want, right?
Anything left to decline.
What is also interesting is all these. If you look at what people do with this tracking of elderly homes, I was mentioning, are people, for example, classic question, did they fall? Okay, that's not happening here. Hopefully, so far nobody fell. I think, but the thing.
Kjell said it's a dry house. That's why nobody fell. So
dry house.
We're just gonna strew more banana peels and stuff.
But another one, for example, that they were catching, and there were commercial products also like on it. Are people hydrated enough? Did they take enough of this? Did they take enough of that? And so on and so on.
This is like what's going to be really useful for elderly people, independent living.
Yeah. Now we are hitting all these objects somehow.
They may have those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So the data set's really useful for that. So that kind of a challenge is nice.
Totally. Maybe we get in touch with the case and people.
I have a company that does that as well. Not I have. We work with a company.
Yeah.
But they'd be really interested in sponsoring something like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can do this.
Case
with
and
Arnold, this is the
contact
drug
them
I'm
maybe.
supposed to take to keep me alive. So did I get my
for
level
a Kepler
of
vision?
Your vital dose of caffeine.
But then could be hackathon.
Yeah.
Hackathon, yeah. What do we agree on? Still not sure.
Grand challenge, asynchronous plus interactive. So asynchronous tasks plus interactive. Interactive, as far as I understand, some known item and ad hoc.
You have to at least get 2 years out of this data set before we make a new one.
I think that's the statement.
Yeah.
With bigger SD cards.
with bigger, more everything. I think this is something that is on the agenda for later in the week to see what if we had infinite time and infinite money.
Yeah. Well, this was done on a massive budget. That's why we're at the end of the world. We had done this in Wicklow beside Dublin, short drive, access to more facilities close by, but it would have been double the price. So we had a rough envelope of 10,000.
Yes, and I mean these things
we have those already, right?
These things are nice. They're not. If we had designed this from scratch, this would look different, right? But
then I would have had to have 20,000 that I would have had to put together something. We happen to have these.
No, if we had designed this from scratch, you're talking quite a bit more. But
yeah, we can always answer.
We could get this police like body cams and so on.
We thought about strapping these on here, right? We thought about this.
This was the first. This was the first idea we had. So just
you still like that idea.
Do the harness. Do the harness.
Harness, yeah.
The problem with the harness, if I have the camera here, and I do this, right? I can already move my eyes, and you will have no idea where I'm looking at. But
you are gonna have
if I move my head, at least you see what I'm looking at.
If somebody builds
eyeball mounted cameras.
I mean, honestly, there are like fairly compact sensors for eye tracking.
Yes,
I mean, not like the one we have in the other room.
No, but I mean, there's things that could be done
if Luca has a lot of time.
If it's feasible. Well, I'm not an electrical engineer, so this is this probably if
everybody
gets actually need to do this.
Electrical engineer.
Glasses.
There are a few others think electrical.
No, informatics.
Right. I did PhD in computer science, but I'm electrical.
I'm not. Version, as long as there are two people sort of facing each other. There should be a way to reconstruct that.
This is definitely also some data augmentation thing I would want to do, right? If I look at you, can I reconstruct based on your feed where your point of attention was at any point in time?
Exactly.
Given
Man, that can be such a cool task. Actually, estimation from another person's another point of view. That would be really like.
I think your camera is also a little bit high.
Is it?
Can we reconstruct
So
everything?
can we just like do one thing, because Klaus now asked me what did we finally conclude. So actually also for, no it's interesting for a challenge. So just like for a catch, and also for basically maybe it becomes a task. Can we now summarize? This is what we think now grand challenge is roughly going to be, just as a summary, if somebody can kind of repeat this grand challenge, this is going to be hackathon.
Better.
Bit high.
Still a little bit high, but the screen is not on, so I can't.
So guys, summary coming.
I think it's
Everybody look at Luca.
Yeah. Yes.
No, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that for the actual challenge, we can have several subtasks that. So I mean, first two tracks, the interactive thing, that stuff is happening there on site, and the more traditional, you send us results, we're going to tell you how well you did, non-interactive stuff. For the former, it will probably have to be reasonably similar to the two interactive challenges we've already been doing. So have some instance retrieval and have some question answering with a human in the loop.
And we would like to attract VPS teams and LSC teams, right?
Yes.
And we would do judging maybe with a few people from here.
Yes. So from a setup point of view, from an infrastructure point of view, also how the tasks are designed, how the tasks are presented, it would be the exact same thing as VBS and LSC.
So and then it could later go to the VPS and LSC, but for the first time
we might
even
push this into one of those, possibly, which makes the communication to the people reasonably easy. I mean, what we might want to do anyway is just write a brief. If you have never heard of VPS and LSC, this is how it works kind of document, which we're missing anyway. So
Yeah,
onboarding for new
Yeah.
teams is hard because you essentially have to chronologically read a decade of publications to see how the stuff actually works. But that would be the interactive one. And then there's a bunch of logistics we need to figure out, but this is essentially just work. So this is not difficult.
And for non-interactive, we could do almost the same tasks, but asynchronously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus more stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
more.
some of the things that we've said that we can actually evaluate that are different type of tasks, as in reconstruct this view from this point. So I actually took the picture, but I'm not showing you the picture.
Also, point of view, like region of interest / salient objects or eye gaze from another person's point of view.
That might be difficult to evaluate because we don't have the ground truth.
Yeah.
So this is more of a hackathon kind of thing.
Yeah. Or
Because there we can
preparing
look,
it
there
for
we
future
can look at
years.
it and see if it is reasonable. But if two teams submit something similar, we don't have a precise metric to see how good is this, because otherwise somebody would actually need to have the eye tracker. Right. So these would be the so that definitely the question answering the instance retrieval stuff in both tracks.
Yeah.
And the non-interactive would have additional tracks for reconstruction-y things that you could not reasonably do interactively. That also would not necessarily need human input because it's more of an algorithmic.
Like recipes or something that we could.
Yes, regenerate this recipe.
Yeah.
Regenerate this schedule for this person.
Right.
Count the number of this person did this type or on this day this kind of action was performed.
Right.
This sort of thing. This is still sort of kind of question answery. I would really want to do the visual reconstruction thing for the also so the computer vision people also have an interesting task. Things like that, right?
So just thinking about the reconstruction, maybe something we should do while we're here is taking measurements of all the rooms as a ground truth.
Yes. Do we have
Measuring tape.
Is there a blueprint of the house?
Well,
I doubt they'll give us.
I mean-
funny. I might get the measuring tape on Friday morning.
Well,
Cahal, that must be if they were selling it. There must be a floor plan. In the Netherlands, at least, you'll find for all houses.
I'm not sure how the furniture is also.
Thank you for the week in your home. It was wonderful. Have you got the floor plans and the measurements? Already, I'm thinking. Oh, it's going to be out there with all their beautiful furniture in it. Will I ask for any more? I'm a little bit hesitant to ask for that. I'd rather we just take our measurements.
To be fair, I think most modern smartphones can do reasonably accurate measurements.
Yeah.
So we can probably just do it ourselves without.
There is a hardware store in the supermarket, so we will have that.
We could get a automatic vacuum cleaner to generate the floor plan.
you presumably as long as we have a reference object that we know the precise dimensions of, everything else could technically be reconstructed based on
That's
dartboard.
Yeah.
I was more thinking about something that is properly
stable.
Has a pattern on it that you can actually calibrate the camera and
Cahal, you will need to walk through the house with this milk carton. I'm sorry.
things like that. But I mean, just you can do essentially volumetric reconstruction just based on all these images.
Yeah, no, it's just about like if you want to make it useful, it's a data set. It's also good
The
to
more
have a
stuff we
ground
have, the
truth.
better, right? Okay, so do you have a plan for thinking about this, and tomorrow we kind of finalize what that looks like?
Yeah. And I guess for the hackathon we discussed a bunch of things that would be interesting, so it might be good. I don't have the agenda we came up with on the top of my head.
I'm just trying to find a list of tasks.
But
everybody gets it.
it might
It's on
be
the
good
fridge, Cahal.
if everybody also thinks about.
But you have the summary up first day? Something?
What do you mean?
Like video or something?
Yeah, I have some
Cahal,
metadata.
you have the pink thing on
of
a
the
This is different.
different. Check.
I'll come to some of the results from yesterday. in a
Okay.
bit.
No, taking.
Should we have a viewing of some of the data from yesterday?
Viewing on the data set.
Viewing, probably not.
Of the funniest things that happened yesterday.
If I don't have that technology.
Okay, before we get up, I want to draw the list of tasks that everybody should be kind of doing in the course of this time, right?
Right.
I have always
So
very
we
high.
have cooking,
Always.
we know that already.
Since years. Since many
Everybody's
years.
cooking something. Everybody's cleaning after cooking. Right?
I think we ate already now. You know,
Everybody
we
should
were
be doing the reading
eating.
experiment.
Um,
Well, no, I'm going to chase you
I have
down.
very high voice rate always.
Try later if it makes a difference.
Again, chase with
Let's
the
not all do the reading experiments on Friday afternoon. Right?
Go on.
It's not the most fun.
Try to get
element.
as many people as you can today.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
20 minutes reading, you said. 20 minutes.
Read.
I
I mean,
A book. Alright?
Allowed?
if it's
I was doing reading aloud.
Yeah, but it
Can-
should be the
So
guidelines.
how
Do
can
you
you do
want
that?
others to
you,
read
right?
aloud?
No, because when I was working, you see, it was kind of funny at
But
some
how can I
point.
get
I'm just thinking, what's the
But
benefit
it might
of reading
be-
it? Read aloud.
Uh-huh.
Why not? It's extra data.
Yeah, but it didn't get as high as
Yeah.
me
Yes.
when I was cooking and so on.
very
When
weird,
left and
read
right,
out
at some
loud.
point it got a bit
Don't you
hard.
imagine you have a kid there?
Probably when you're working and
But this is only from today.
No, but then
From
I
today,
really
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
miss.
Yeah.
because I stopped for and you see, I immediately made how many steps did you make today? Because you went to store. I made 2,000.
Everybody should at least try to make noise on the guitar. Right?
No, wait a second.
Alright.
Noise on guitar. I won't call it music.
Wait a second. Wait. You
3,000,
made
yeah.
even more
Yes.
because you went to store.
Yes.
No, okay.
I made
need
two.
some chords.
It's very amazing that I made already 2.2 and I didn't move from home even.
Yes.
But I,
Yeah, you know?
I will set up that device
One
later.
of the helpers can do it, right? Just need to.
No, we can do. This is a task. We can do that. I will set this machine up later today
Okay, so this is
With
reading
chords.
music.
That's all.
with what?
with chords, guitar chords.
With Ubuntu, and then you can do whatever you want.
Install MIDI software.
It directly boots into some MIDI thing. And that's
Yeah.
Not everybody can do laundry, so I'm doing laundry on some
very good.
Yes. Install some musical qualifications.
Playing.
games.
Okay, so games. And games will be multiple. We have wooden block game.
Oh yeah, that one we didn't try.
Wooden block tower game.
Wooden block.
Well,
Tower.
depends on if it's tower game or
That's
just blocks.
Well, there's a tower in there right now, and it's very impressive that it's still standing.
Yes.
Um,
But the question is, how many blocks can you pull down off that tower before it collapses?
It looks like one.
Yeah, exactly. No, it looks like zero, right? Before it collapses.
You might be able to
The
take
top.
the topmost
Yes, maybe.
game, but
But aside that,
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
what?
Chess.
Buckaroo game.
Buckaroo, what's the Buckaroo game?
It's in there.
Chess
It's the one where you
Connect
put
Four.
the
You
things on the
put it
camera.
on
and
the-
photos
Just
and
ignoring
shows
you.
it
Oh.
off.
Poker.
Poker. Proper poker.
What is proper
Proper
poker?
poker.
Dublin.
Dublin Hold'em.
Dublin rules.
Poker and chess. and
That's
Connect
guns
Four.
on
We'll
on
get
the
everybody
table, or?
Everything's in on the table, yeah? Chess? Connect four.
I didn't play chess since elementary school. Is it gonna be funny if I play with someone else?
Darts.
Darts.
Stefan, you play
Yes,
against
yes,
me,
the
same
chess
for
one.
me.
I'm not joking.
I know
This is
you're
gonna.
the opponent, somebody who plays at my level.
That's gonna be hilarious.
Drafts. You take the Connect four.
Inventing rules.
Googling rules.
It's an easier game
That
than
machine is needed, you know.
chess. Okay, drawing.
I think it's similar.
we need a chess program.
It's similar to check.
Suggest
similar to
next
I mean, we can play
Paper
checkers
planes.
with
Writing.
Connect
Yeah.
Four.
Drawing with
This-
what you don't have
It,
pencils.
it,
you
it's
don't
unfair
have-
advantage. Whoever first opens a web page with some basic tactics is probably gonna be the best, you know.
She painted a picture with enamel paint to use for
Yes, but this is much nicer because the others are
what was that? What was the other thing we said?
Origami, paper plane.
By the end of the day, I was so tired yesterday. I couldn't add up numbers actually. I was like,
Hard to remember
Long
them.
game, darts,
no, not only
Oh,
that,
you
but
mean
we
you
were
can
so
add up,
tired
okay.
at the end of the day. You remember, like we were like,
Is that
It
it?
was tiring,
This is-
yes.
Pieces?
Quizzes.
Quiz.
I mean, pieces.
I can do it. You wanna?
I have somebody
But I
handing
also
out
need to
pieces
pack.
this week.
Ah,
I
okay,
would
okay,
like
okay.
to take a
You're very welcome.
Ah, see.
The
Okay.
reading task.
Up the reading task. Somebody please read News PhD. The happy quiz. Anything else?
I think that's it.
I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 20.
Teach somebody a card game.
Teach. How
Well,
to
teach.
build-
Uno.
No. I wanna learn poker because I also didn't play that one since.
But don't learn from her. She will take all your money while you're learning.
Ah.
How much
Okay,
longer?
you get all your cards.
Yeah.
You're allowed to change one. You go. So
Okay.
5 cards. Oh, I want to go to this one. Take another card. Thank you. Show your cards.
Until you have a
Oh.
very bad
That's not poker.
It's poker. It's proper.
No.
poker.
It's a version of poker, yes.
Okay, and how many rounds of betting are there?
What's the rule? What's the
You
rule?
just keep going until you finish.
So,
No.
do you
But
know
like,
the normal rule?
Yes, you
of
still bet
poker?
with chips, right?
Yes.
I used to know it, but
like,
no.
so you
I
get
will
your
raise
cards.
you. 50.
Haven't played it
Yeah,
in
no, no,
you'll match
ages.
So
And
you
you'll
try
raise
to
me.
get some
I'll
patterns.
raise you.
Okay,
Eventually
so
you'll
it's
So you
same
try to
way.
get some patterns.
But there should be a
out of
round
five
before you
cards.
switch your cards.
Oh yeah, I know,
Switch
no.
your cards.
Pairs and
Yeah.
trillings and a
This
poker.
This version is that you get 5 cards at once.
Mhm.
But you
Their
have a round
version
of
is
betting
that you
before you
have
switch
2
cards
cards
and then
on your
after.
own and 3
No, we don't do after.
the
We
other
can do it before- we can do it- we can do
5
both,
cards
right?
It
on
will
the
be more
table.
interesting with
Yeah.
poker.
I think I was playing that one.
Okay.
Actually, the only one I know is Dublin rule. Yeah.
The sets
Look,
the sets
We
that
play
you
proper
bought.
poker. You
Yes.
No, 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 no.
Texas poker thing.
But the thing is that
Yeah.
the sets,
I can play it as well.
on the sets, there were slots for the cards, so
Okay.
they were playing according to
We'll
the
play
sets.
snap.
Snap.
What is snap?
Whoever gets a matching card. Snap.
Ah, yes.
It's actually good fun.
Hey, so that Dublin poker
We'll do
we.
Dublin poker.
Yeah.
All along you're in.
Sure.
Dublin rules.
Sure.
Very good. So basically it's one off. You get a card, so you can get new dealt, and then you show it. We play proper poker.
Yes.
But that means your credit card is out.
What?
Your credit card goes on the.
I don't have it. The wallets and everything is.
That's proper.
Right. The one thing, not everybody can actually do laundry, but everybody can do cleaning.
Sweeping the house, you mean?
Everybody is expected to clean up after 2 meals, right? Over the course.
Okay,
That's reasonable.
I can do cleaning now. I didn't do
You're
cleaning.
cooking? No, you
Yeah,
cook.
you're
No,
cooking.
you're
Yeah, you
the
cook to
chef.
clean.
You're the
sinks,
breakfast chef every
besides.
day apparently now, so.
Self-appointed, plus helping with lunches, dinners when needed.
Did you get the rolling pin when you were shopping?
We didn't, but we got a very tightly wound aluminium foil.
I was kind of afraid that you would say that, but okay. we can
Well,
make
it
that.
was
We
the
can-
cheapest one, so it was really small. It's perfect.
Yeah, I
we
saw
can make,
that.
we
Yeah,
can make that
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just that.
We that was the decision taken. Yeah.
Well, he.
That's a wrong decision taken.
A decision taken by people.
The other option was we went to Galway. We're still on the way back now.
So I'm self-appointed. Look, actually, let me bring this to fridge because cheeses go wrong very quickly.
There was no wrong.
Okay, yeah.
You wanna check now?
We didn't have the cameras on. so
There is no labels on it. Right?
Yeah, this one is Gabon smoked, or how do you pronounce it?
To collect a few.
Vintage cheddar.
No.
Oh, this one there is label. I can show you. Klaus.
How long will it take?
This one is.
Or somebody else can do it. They can instruct it.
Maybe a bit more because
It would actually be
maybe,
much
but
more
quite
interesting
fast.
if it's somebody who has no idea what they're doing.
Right.
And you just have to give instructions.
Cheddar, red,
red.
make sure
You can do it.
not
Creamery block.
creamery block.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have plenty of food, right?
This is gonna make good tasks, see? I'm not joking.
Yeah, we can use this for tasks. Very good. This one is
Ooh, jeez.
Because it's going to be the day.
This is gonna be fun. Ooh, this one smells.
Yeah, but can I do it afterwards?
Yeah, vintage cheddar. Boker's vintage cheddar.
You find some volunteers wearing cameras.
Bookers. Vintage cheddar.
Recipe.
Cheddar, very good.
And then that's much more interesting.
The important thing is that even the person who suggested the recipe doesn't know what he's doing.
Yes, that's even more interesting.
Yeah, I got this already. Okay, very good. So let's bring them, and we have this one.
Yeah, that's great.
French Gruyere.
French Gruyere.
No.
So nobody made it before because we actually don't know what we're doing.
It's fine. Let's cook the ham as well.
Oh yeah, what's the ham for?
Yeah.
Okay, you can do that as a backup.
For the trip.
So it doesn't go bad.
Okay, great job.
Okay.
Okay, who are the two people who are doing the cleaning?
I can do it.
Lovely, you're two people.
Yes.
I'll go back to the
I
laundry.
will go the copy. Yeah.
I want to put cheeses to the fridge so they don't go bad.
Yes, as a second. Because laundry is
They're still cold.
right?
Yeah, I bet these cheeses are so old.
You don't have the camera there. Oh, I gotta see the second camera.
Observing.
Where do I put this? This is clean.
Over there, the right one.
You have to figure out.
This one is maybe done already, so we need to empty it.
Sorry. There's just a cup of egg standing here.
I'm not sure if someone needs it for baking still.
I will need it. Ah, very good. This is leftover.
Hey, but maybe we should have put it in a...
Pinch down.
Werner. It was standing out. I'm not sure if it's...
Because
No. This is going to be the first for Luca.
No. But I mean, it was out.
Yeah.
Luca, this was out for too long.
What do you mean too long? This is still fine.
Put it in the fridge. It will be heated.
Just cover it, just a second, with something.
Ah yes.
Is it gonna be processed later? Or?
It will,
Yeah, it will be cooked. It will be baked.
Same for the exact.
Yeah, but we should have put it in the fridge.
Yes, it should be put in the fridge. Yes.
No, but I mean, is it okay now? What do you think?
Yes, of course.
Because these kind of
I mean,
things...
it's egg yolk. It doesn't go bad so quickly.
I don't know.
I know. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's all good.
The white shirt now?
Yes. I'll bring down my shirts too.
Oops, sorry.
Put them in.
Ah! Oh my god. It's some fake milk.
Fake milk. Oh.
Yeah, this thing.
Oh. It's very non-milk.
Any more?
Oat drink.
Yeah. So
There
you know,
is very little space in here.
it's a bit of a cultural reference, you know. In Amsterdam, when the rest of the country jokes about Amsterdam, put it there. Then we put this one. So when the rest of the country jokes with Amsterdam, they're always joking, oh, these oat cappuccino folks.
We forgot to put the milk rice on the table. Oops.
So this one goes to fridge, or it can stay on countertops.
Is this clean or dirty? What's currently?
We need some orange.
We're just emptying
Okay.
it.
Yes.
Florian, as a
Fridge.
international expert, fridge or countertop for fridge?
Definitely fridge.
This is gonna be fun.
I'll be right back.
Almost certainly.
This is interesting. Ah, nice, man. Okay. I think we may squeeze them all. Haha. There is even some space left. These ones, I think I should put them
I guess they are meant to be outside here. They don't need to go.
Yeah, no. But to move them because we need these.
Yeah, we can check if you have space in there.
I think there should be.
Now you can already start putting it in here. Yeah.
Nope. This is my world famous packaged. I think maybe not here. What are you doing? Uh-huh. Oh, I think we can. Hey, we have one. Werner, we have one block totally.
Okay, yeah. Just make sure, or put it in here because there's already some stuff. Because otherwise, I think we don't know where we put stuff.
Not here. Not here. I think I put it there. So.
Oh yeah, we have.
Man, this is squeezing head very properly. I think that maybe that's why we are tired. No, seriously.
Yes.
Our head is super compressed from this thing.
Yes, when I sleep, I still feel it.
Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah.
I went to sleep and I really felt, oh, do I have camera still on? So, folks, I think this is good, eh? So what do we do with these? Do we wash them, throw them?
Anybody want white clothes wash?
Huh? Two are used. Kachal. What do we do with these?
Yeah, for cooking, roasting.
Okay, then I put them.
It means don't have to clean every time, right?
I think we have two to clean. Guys, these two need to be cleaned. These two are new.
They're okay. They're okay. Maybe a bit of.
Well, I don't know. Let's not risk, you know. Somebody getting a bug in a. You know what I mean. Kachal. This one there.
We go by car. Okay. And the rule is
So these ones we can cover with a thing.
Okay.
Oops.
Okay.
Oops. Anything broken?
Okay.
Did we break something?
No, not yet.
Okay, awesome. Easy, guys.
Working hard on it. But
Florian, don't hurry. Don't hurry.
Well, I mean, we need to get to some non-food activities as well, right?
Yeah, I know.
For a white wash. White laundry. White only.
All good.
All good.
Let's maybe get the cheese out of there.
yeah.
I think we have some croissants for.
I took the new one. Yeah, that one. Hopefully the foil, that one dissolves. Yeah, because the other one says it dissolves, but it didn't.
Hey, Florian.
No?
You did mention that you like snacking in between.
Well, I like it, but I shouldn't.
I mean, you are the one that still can afford it. Many of us.
No, I really can't. I think I've already gained like a kilo this week.
Maybe Werner can also afford, but me and Klaus definitely not.
Look like I can afford.
Oops.
You know, that's what I'm always saying. You know, there is these
There's my pen.
these guys who say they nourish themselves from light, and that's what I always say. It's the Christmas lights that make me put on weight every year.
Hey, these are the croissants.
Yeah.
Like. What else can I help?
Well, not enough, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened now? Did you win or?
No. The guy who with us.
Okay.
One of my colleagues won.
Okay. So it now means you just played the four first? Yeah. And you got rid of them?
I don't know, these ones...
What you call them,
did we put to wash? Did we put to wash? Did we put to wash? We put to wash.
Yeah, but we can still.
Probably.
You did the 27? You think it works? You did the 27 program? There's nothing.
Oh, did we buy?
Yeah, but it's just the 20. That's just the 27 one, the short one.
Yeah, but
We should do a longer one.
Yeah,
I think
do
the
longer.
the short one did not work very well.
Now we have to switch it up.
Can we actually put the silicone brush in there as well? I don't think the egg is.
Yeah. Do. Hey,
2 spoons. 3 spoons.
guys, I think we forgot something on our shopping list.
Yeah.
These tablets for.
No, we have them. They brought 2 packages.
Awesome.
Yeah, we already used the new one.
I didn't put them on a list, but somebody added them. Oh, that's it. No, I just remembered now.
Yeah.
Did we do it?
Collaborative cooking.
Hey guys, this one has to go to chicken, has to go to fridge. Let me try to make.
There is another.
Yeah,
over
will
there.
do.
The meat fridge.
The meat fridge. Yep.
We only have 6 chicken breasts.
Only 6.
Yes.
Well, it'll never. No, that's so much.
Okay.
We need these. Oops.
This is used by 4th of December. That's today.
Is it?
Yeah, 8th of December. And when are those? 6th December.
4. These are also 4.
5 December. So this is 4 December. Those need to go today. And this is 8th of December. So we put them lower. Put the sausage up here. So this is also 4.
4.
Yeah, I'll put it on the very top. This is 6. Okay.
Yeah, and this is.
Interestingly, what they bought 2 days ago.
Hey guys, whoever is cooking, we have 2 packages of chicken that have to go today.
Oh, that's the chicken breasts, yeah.
Breasts, yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 packets that expired today.
And the rest is.
Interestingly, the ones you bought on Monday last until Friday.
Okay.
But the ones you bought today last until today.
That's fantastic.
Are we sure they're safe then? We have to smell them, right?
Yeah,
Put aside that
once
we
we
have
open them, yeah, but
chicken with ham.
But I think if they last until today, they should.
We just have to check and see.
Yeah, sure. But they should.
I normally am not happy to do chicken when it's so close,
Yeah,
but
I normally be very cautious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's if it gets properly cooked and properly heated up,
oh,
it should be fine.
let's check them later. Kahal, don't open them now.
Look, what we're going to do with this, look, we have a problem here, right? We have to cook the ham for sandwiches.
No. Wait. This is very raw.
Yes. This is uncooked ham.
So basically,
Chicken breasts.
for a breakfast,
Oh, we have extra.
Kahal, for breakfast I can roast it a bit.
I was going to roast it today, so we have it for cooking on sandwiches for the next 2 days. Another way you buy sliced ham.
Check.
We just slice this.
Okay,
Slice it.
and you know what? What is lunch today?
Lunch is the chicken.
Chicken.
The chicken that's out of date.
It's not out of date. It's till today. Check it. This one. That one is tomorrow.
Probably okay. This one.
No, that one is okay, I think.
6th of December.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's
we
only
have to-
these 2.
You have to be sure what this is like. Oh, it's only 2 chicken breasts. I'm
Put this
very
one there.
cautious
Put
of
this one there.
Right?
Yeah, totally. And whoever prepares it, it has to go kind of stew-like.
Yes. We have the lamb. We've maybe replaced the chicken with the lamb.
Mean to throw away this?
I'd be very cautious.
Yeah, totally.
Let's say we get sick.
No. That's what we don't want. And what kind of chicken is somebody preparing?
I don't know. Who got the chicken thighs? Who cooked the chicken thighs? Chicken what? Ties.
Oh, ties.
No idea.
So if we get rid of the chicken that's out of date, roughly, and use the thighs and the in-date breast instead.
Lunch is a chicken hot pot.
Yes. So I think we maybe don't need some of that chicken, right? So chicken hot pot. Anything else with chicken? Indian. Does Bjorn's curry
Bjorn.
need Indian? That's it.
No, because he prepares dal and he prepares something else.
Chicken curry.
Thursday.
Lynn's chicken curry.
So I think maybe going.
Chicken. Maybe we have to replace that with something else, right?
Yeah.
Chicken curry may have to go.
Or we kind of put it today instead of Bjorn.
Bjorn was doing. There's a reason why Bjorn had to do it today.
No, there is no reason. Bjorn.
Question.